coffees. Chili. In the bag.
What's going on, guys? We got episode 3 of Macro Monday coming at you here. Today we're going to be doing a high protein and we're going to shoot for a medium to lower carb, lower fat. So we're going high protein, lower carb, lower fat is the goal on this chili here. So we're going to use extra lean ground turkey. We're going 2 pounds. Going 2 pounds on the turkey. And then just, seasoning. We're going to use this just straight out of a package there. Again, we're going with the white onions. And we'll see how it comes out. But we've got 24 ounces of just tomato sauce here. So we're going to see how much we go with there. And then just some chili beans. Super simple, super easy to make. We're going to go ahead and use the crock pot on this one. Other than with the ground turkey, we'll have to brown that first, of course. It's going to be super easy. And then, of course, we are going to do the nutritional talk later. Same as last time. I'll put the little timestamp in there for you guys so you can skip it if you don't want to watch it. So let's get started. Okay guys, that's it. So what we did is just put it in the crock pot, put it up to high, gonna let it boil. Once it gets up to a boil, just put it down to low and just gonna, let it sit and just, marinate and just kind of sit there until we're ready to eat it. I probably won't eat for another 2-3 hours here, but you can just leave it in there. It's in the crock pot, just leave it. So what the macros break down to, we didn't quite come out as low carb as I was anticipating. The beans really kind of put it way up there, but it still looks really good fat-wise, low fat as promised, which is my personal struggle, is to keep my fats low. So what we're looking at per 50 gram serving, we're looking at 6.5 grams of protein, 4.5 grams of carbs, and 0.6 fat. So you're not even at 1 gram of fat per 50 gram servings. So that's going to really help you keep that fat low. And this, I personally like cheese on my chili, so that allows me to put it on there because cheese is a high fat, right? So you'll get a little bit more fat with some cheese, a little bit more protein as well. Very low carb, so that's it. And we're going to go ahead and put the nutritional talk now. So for those of you who are finished up, thanks for watching. And everybody else who's actually interested in the nutrition, we're going to continue on from last week and kind of go more in depth here on the difference between calories and macros and what's the best way to track your food. So stay tuned. Okay guys, as promised here, we're going to go ahead and move into the nutritional portion. Last week we talked about what macros actually are, right? We know it's the protein, the carbs, and the fats that are in every food, and then the serving size plays a role into that as well. So, and we established that macro must be, looks like we're going viral here, must be my agent. Ew. Yeah. No, nothing under 50 million. Nothing under 50 million. Yeah. Alright, bro. Okay, later. Sorry about that. That was just my agent. I guess somebody wants to buy the channel already, and I told them I ain't selling my baby for under 50 million. Alright? We worked too damn hard on this to go for anything less than 50 million. Alright? So anyways, back to what I was saying. The calories and macros are, so we already established that those are the same things, right? the macros totals add up to the total amount of calories in whatever food you have there, right? What that means is that the basic rules of changing your body, which would be calories in and calories out, right? If the calories coming in are higher than the calories that you're putting out in a day, then you will not lose weight, and odds are you will gain weight. But if that's your goal, that's great. That's what you want to do. You want to be in a caloric surplus. Or the other way, burning more calories than you're taking in a day, you're in a caloric deficit, which means you will lose weight because your body is going to take the fat, which is just stored energy, and it's going to require it to use that to maintain your body and keep your body moving and functioning, right? So depending on what your goals are, the macros are going to be slightly different, but which is better, counting macros or counting calories, right? You've heard both ways probably, or maybe you've just heard of counting calories, and that's okay. So which one is better, right? So what you're gonna want to think about whenever you're entering some sort of body changing type plan, again, going, no matter what your goal is, that this is one giant science experiment. You remember that when you were in school? I mean, I kind of did. I always kind of skipped that class because I kind of sucked at it before I knew that it applied to like nutrition kind of too. But it's one big science experiment. So you have your variables and you have your constants, right? So you want to keep things constant and then change some things in the constants to make them a small variable, so then you can see how that affects your body, right? So that small change should put your body into a mode of going, oh, we need more energy now, so we're going to burn more fat, and it's kind of an ongoing process like that. So here's why calories are worse to count dieting wise than doing a set up macro diet, eating a set amount of protein, eating a set amount of carbs, and eating a set amount of fat every day. So here's why. So with calories, right? Let's just say you're eating and you're tracking and you're doing that stuff, which is great, and you get up to your 1800 calories. And one day you are like, oh, I lost a little bit of weight. But then the next day you didn't, but you still only had 1800 calories. And then the day after that you didn't lose any weight, you actually gained weight. But you still only had 1800 calories. How is that possible? Well, basically how that's possible is if you're taking in just a pure fat and you're not getting very many carbs or very much protein in a day, and it's all fat, then yeah, your body's probably not gonna like that very much. Or maybe it will. That's the other thing. Everybody is different. For me, for example, my body doesn't do well with high fat diets. It doesn't like it. It does fine with high carb, fine with higher protein. It does not like higher fat. So in my diet, I keep my fats lower. I only go to about 60 grams of fat a day, which if you actually look at it, that's not a ton. You have to be careful on what you're eating. To a degree, you can get those cheat things in, but at the same time, you have to watch it. But you could be totally different. Maybe your body hates high carb diets. Maybe you just don't even like eating carbs, and you'd rather eat high fats, cheeses, and fattier meats and things like that. So you gotta remember that everybody is slightly different. So what that means is, there's too many variables in there. So even if you changed it and went down 100 calories, where are those 100 calories coming from? You could still be eating too much fat, way too high of fat for what your body likes, and you're not going anywhere, and you don't know why. Now, with macros, like I said, you have a set amount of protein you eat a day, a set amount of carbs you eat a day, and a set amount of fat a day. It's much like a bank account and like an allowance, right? You are allowed to have up to these points of macros every single day, and you're gonna get a whole brand new set after 24 hours. So there's no point in saving, much like with my bank accounts. Why save, right? Use it, have fun, right? So you're gonna use all those macros, get as close to those numbers that are set every day. Now, when you do that, let's say same scenario. One day you lose a pound, and then you lose a pound the next day, and then you lose a pound the next day, then you lose a pound the next day, but then it stops, right? Then you have to make a decision. You have to lower one of your macros. I always go with carbs first because our bodies tend to use carbs for energy. I'll slowly start to lower carbs, but I don't go down to 0. And eventually I'll start to dig into the fats, maybe bring the protein down too. But initially I start with carbs, and I'll drop 25 grams of carbs. That's 100 calories, right? Like we said yesterday, 4 calories per gram, right? So we're gonna drop that out and see what happens. Don't change anything else, just change that. If we don't lose weight after that, then we know that we're still too high, and maybe we need to make our workouts harder, or we drop our food again. But you know that those carbs were not the cause for you to stop losing weight, right? You know what you're doing slowly, small adjustments. That's what it's about, small adjustments, monitoring your body. And with that being said, the next, and this is gonna be the last little part here before we wrap this up, this takes time. Nothing happens quickly. So until you know what your body likes, this is gonna take time, but trust me guys, it's worth it. Once you actually figure out what your body likes, ooh, it makes it so easy to be able to get out of shape and then get right back into it super quick because you know exactly what it takes. So we're gonna end it there today, and thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Don't forget, Fridays, we do the kind of lifestyle, day in the life style videos with some rants, some cool stuff, some funny stuff, hopefully, you know, so check those out as well, and we'll see you guys later.